The candles are already burning when you arrive. She has been here since before dawn. The circle on the stone floor was drawn with iron powder mixed with ash from a specific wood at a specific time. The symbols inside it are not decorative. They are instructions addressed to something she believes is listening. She lights the final candle without looking at it. She already knows exactly where it is. We use the word magic the way we use the word fate, as shorthand for something we cannot explain and choose not to examine closely. But every major civilization in recorded history practiced what we now call black magic. Ancient Egypt had entire priestly orders devoted to the art of cursing. Mesopotamian clay tablets from 3,000 years before Christ contained detailed formulae for binding rituals and death curses. The practitioners were not ignorant peasants. They were educated specialists who understood something about the relationship between mind and body that Western medicine is only now beginning to formally document. The Malleus Maleficarum was published in 1486. The Dominican inquisitors who wrote it and the witchfinders who followed executed between 40,000 and 100,000 people over 2 centuries of European persecution. Most of the accused were women. Most were condemned because their neighbors believed, genuinely and completely believed, that this specific person's focused malevolent will had caused their livestock to die, their children to sicken, their crops to fail. What matters is not whether the magic was real. What matters is that the belief was absolute. Here is what the science says now. A curse works by planting a thought. The thought produces anxiety. Anxiety activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Cortisol floods the bloodstream. Immune function drops. Sleep becomes impossible. Appetite disappears. The body begins a systematic process of decline, not because anything supernatural occurred, but because the mind has issued instructions the body cannot distinguish from physical reality. This is the nocebo effect, and it has been measured, documented, and replicated in controlled clinical trials. Patients told that a treatment will cause pain experience more pain. Patients told a placebo will cause nausea develop nausea. The body does what the believing mind tells it to do. In 1942, a healthy Aboriginal Australian man was shown the pointing bone ritual performed by a tribal elder. He understood precisely what it meant. He went home, refused food and water, and was dead within a week. The physician Walter Bradford Cannon published his findings as Voodoo death in the American Journal of Medical Sciences. He had documented the phenomenon across multiple cultures on multiple continents, in West Africa, in the Caribbean, in South America. Healthy individuals who believed they had been cursed declining and dying without any discernible physical cause. Cannon concluded that overwhelming fear generates a cascade the body cannot survive. The evil eye appears in ancient Sumerian texts. It appears in the Quran, in the Torah, in the Gospels. It appears in the folk traditions of every Mediterranean culture and most cultures across sub-Saharan Africa. A concept this universal and this persistent is not superstition. It is a record of something observed repeatedly across unconnected civilizations. Something happens when a person believes they are the object of another's deliberate malevolent focus. The mechanism is debated. The pattern is not. She draws the final symbol now and closes the circle. The materials were chosen with care. The timing was not arbitrary. Intention, repetition, emotional intensity, symbolic coherence. These are the actual components of every ritual ever performed in every tradition. The ceremony generates a state of absolute conviction in the practitioner. That conviction is communicated. The target receives it. And then the mind does what minds have always done when they believe something is unavoidable. It makes it unavoidable. Whether it works depends on something no instrument has yet measured. the power of a mind that believes.